given it's so overwhelming in favour of Donald Trump right now. Would you expect Haley after Super Tuesday to then call it a day?
She might not. I see Haley as someone who has dug in her heels. And when I think back over the last few elections, they were a surprise. If you start with Obama, when Obama was running, he was ignored for quite a while, saying, oh, it's nice that he's running, but he's too young. He hasn't been around long enough. And he came out of Illinois, and the Clintons especially underestimated him. And he ran a grassroots campaign, which was very different from the usual normal process. And then following him, we've had a couple of others that have come through. Trump will never be president the first time around. And he ran that campaign basically himself, his family, and very tight. He didn't have the support much of the party, but he won. And I think of people like Jareed and other journalists who are usually spot on saying it'll never be Trump, and he won. So I think Nikki is waiting, maybe not for a tsunami, but for Trump to step into quicksand through one of his court cases. Something might happen. And I'm not so sure, even if something were to happen to Trump, that it will end up being Nikki Haley. It'll be up to the delegates to decide, just as if something should happen to Joe Biden, and I'm not sure he's going to be the number one person on his ticket come November 5th when I look at his health. And if that should happen,
Yeah.
it would be
Well,
very interesting to see
you
who
said
they
back in
try to put
2020.
forward.
You said back in 2020, and I know we had you on US Election Day as part of our coverage, but you made the point at that stage that Joe Biden couldn't get two sentences out without fumbling the ball. That was 4 years ago. Now, how do you see this playing out? Because clearly it's a drag on the vote for the Democratic efforts to hold on to the White House, his age. Is there any scenario now where the Democratic Party, via its convention, could bring a younger, maybe a more competitive option to run for the presidency?
Yes, absolutely. With Biden, we've got two problems. The one that everybody speaks to, which of course is not just his age so much, because he and Trump are the same age, basically 3 years difference. So it's basically that he's not well, he's not capable, can't find his way off the stage anymore. And it seems like the only person he really recognizes is Jill. So they keep her very close at hand to help him find his way and what's going on. But the unspoken areas that the Democrats don't like to talk much about, nor mainstream media, is the fact that everyone is afraid of Kamala Harris. She is not up to the job, unfortunately, and she has proven that time and time again. She's the only vice president I can recall in my years of following politics where the VP was less popular than the president when the president's numbers are down. And I don't recall any president having been elected if they're under 50% at this point in time. So Biden has put himself in a trick bag. He cannot select another VP because of how he got elected, thanks to Clyburn. And Congressman Clyburn from South Carolina brought him back into the fold. It was interesting that when Biden was in his second debate 4 years ago, who kicked him
Yeah.
off the stage? I mean, she gave him a verbal thrashing. And when I say she, the she I'm talking about is Kamala Harris. She accused him of being racist, and she came after him, and she took no prisoners. He was out after the
Yeah.
second debate. And then he came back
Well,
in through Clyburn. And what sealed the deal there, right after he said, if you select me as your candidate, he told, the National Convention in America, and he said it publicly before he had it approved by the convention itself. He said, I will bring on a Black American woman on the ticket. And that was a big surprise to everyone on his ticket and
Okay.
in his campaign. And he had to stick with it. There's no way he can get around it or overstep her with, maybe the governor of California or anybody else. So he's in a trick bag right now.
He certainly is. Barbara Heineback, I very much appreciate your analysis. Great to chat. We'll talk to you soon.